Possibly, at some point in our lives we have asked ourselves, who are we? Why do we exist? Where are we going? Based on our current evolutionary religions, it is possible that during a lifetime a person really cannot answer all these questions, or maybe even any of them. So let's go to the first question. After all, who are we? To our surprise, this answer mankind already has. We are mortal beings coming from the animal, the result of constant and slow improvements made through the larger life that preceded us. But this alone does not answer your question, does it? Because all those ages were spent developing this vast evolutionary experience of trial and error, what would be the logic of it all? One of the best ways to explain this would be to review our current situation. According to our current beliefs, our destiny has a wide range of possibilities. After life in the flesh, would we go to a nothingness? Would we go to a repository of souls? Would we reincarnate continuously? Would we transmigrate into other animals or objects? Or would our short life in the flesh determine that we would spend an eternity in heaven or hell? Among other possibilities. What then would be the purpose of our not having been created perfect? Well, perfection is something that man already knows he is incapable of fully understanding. Every man knows only that he is not perfect, precisely because he knows the fact that he himself is the result of animal evolution. To fully understand perfection would require other factors. The Urantia book explains that God is existentially perfect, that is, he has always existed and will always exist perfect, something difficult to be grasped by a mind in which everything must have a beginning and an end. But being existentially perfect, what would God lack? According to the Urantia book, experience is the key to these answers. God, himself, cannot live the experience, but in contrast, his most different order of sonship can. In this way, we mortals, living the experience, follow the paths that lead us to God in paradise, and this is called the ascension career. But are we alone in this process? The answer is no. Not all planets have life, but there is an almost endless number of planets with a certain equivalence to ours, with mortal beings like us, differing only in composition and intellect. These planets are called evolutionary planets and, like ours, have the same reason for existence, that of experience, and we cannot establish contact with them precisely because this experience is individual and non-transferable. Those who experience something know that a lived experience, in itself, is non-transferable. After life in the flesh, all mortals from evolutionary planets follow the ascension path, treading their way through planets called perfecting worlds, which are perfect and were created perfect to develop us on this path that leads us to God. On each of these learning planets, this experience grows stronger and more real. The book also reveals that the change from the material to the spiritual is gradual, and we can surmise this only by imagining the distance that exists between us and God. The form that we will be composed of is an intermediate form between the material and spiritual, which is explained in the book as Mirantial, and which is unknown on our planet. So you must be wondering, so will we all follow the same path to God? Will we all have to choose the same fate? All mortals who aspire to God, want to follow God and be like God, will have the chance at some point to choose their path. The paths and even destinations of this career can differ greatly, according to the different plans that exist for each creature, and also considering the very structure of the great universe and, of course, the decisions that we make through the free will that has been given to us. It is important to understand that we will never lose the personality given to us by the Father, even in paradise. It is hard to imagine a more beautiful reason for living than being part of God's perfecting, and we will be able to learn and experience a life that can be eternal and full of wonderful experiences. To better understand what this whole ascension career is like that was explained in this video, it is also important to understand God and the Trinity, cosmology and the big universe and the beings that exist to fill this very obvious gap between mortal man and God. But these answers will only be possible by reading the book itself and participating in study groups. Enjoy the videos and have a good reading.